So do you have a motivational song or quote that you kind of need to hear on bad days, good days, or just, a song that's in your heart all the time, just for you, just the business owner?
That's a good question. No, I don't have one song, but I say it's a good question because when I drive into work, I do need to hear gospel music or something uplifting and positive, because that just sets the tone for me and gets me going. I don't care if it's certain hype music that some days I need to throw on. Like, I know what I need when I drive in. It's when I leave, that's when I can listen to different stuff. Like, that's when I need to decompress. And a lot of times for me, it's like a podcast, and I don't need to hear a therapy podcast when I leave here. Like, it's more so something that throws off completely, talks about topics that are completely unrelated to the work that I'm doing. But that's usually the pattern that happens. So when I come in, I need to like focus, zone in, or like some days it is something that gets me hyped if I'm walking a certain way. But then when I leave, I need something that just talks about, I don't care if it's like a sports podcast or somebody talking about, something else, and something completely different I need to hear.
Yeah, I get that. And so if you could say anything to any startup business in your field, or not even in your field, like what motivation would you give them to go ahead and take that leap into business ownership and entrepreneurship?
Definitely, I would definitely say just go ahead and do it. I think you want to be prepared, but when the problem is that we overthink everything and then we never get started. So if it's in your heart to do, first of all, you can do it. I think a lot of times it seems so overwhelming. Then start small. When I started, it was myself and it was one office. And now I have 3 offices and more therapists. And I want to keep growing. So you could start in the place that you're at with the resources you have. And I always tell people, the way Facebook is set up, you can find a group for anything. You can research, I don't care if you're a painter and you only paint, still photos. You can find that group and people that have your interests, and then you can grow from there. One thing I learned too, and my friends tease me about it, I think it's important, you got to put money back into your business to grow your business. And sometimes I've been accused of spending more money than I need to spend back into the business. But don't be afraid to do that. So don't be afraid to join a mastermind group. Don't be afraid to get a business coach. Don't be afraid to hire a consultant, even like for an hourly rate here and there, because that helps you to grow, because there are people that know more than you in the profession that you have to learn from. But the key there is just don't be afraid about it. Like, if you like it, then start it. You can make anything happen. And there's room for it. Like, the other part too is just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you don't do it.
Right. Because
you add your special touch to it. And like I was saying a minute ago, you have the population that you are supposed to serve. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it, but they can't do it like you. So add your own touch to it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out for us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Latoya Smith, polished out.